Business Center has a unique feature for quickly creating a subgrade within a project. So what I have here is a complex subdivision that I've created with basically just using the intersection tool, and I was showing this in an earlier video. So I'm using actually the same data set that I did there. So all I did was create a finished ground overall surface of my project using the intersection tool. And you can see that when I do a surface slicer, I have the surface slicer view, and I can see the surface going through, in this case, the roundabout in the island. All right, so that's the existing, or not the existing ground surface, that's the overall finished ground surface, which you see here. Okay, so one of the products or byproducts of the intersection tool is that we automatically assign what we call a site improvement to this. So we have a material site improvement manager that is where you set up all your materials. So on my project, on my materials, I've got some landscaping like sod, where I can put in how I want it measured, how many pallets I'm going to need, what is the cost per sod, for that sod. And then you can apply some colors and some shading. You can also see under pavement, I've set up where I've got some asphalt where I can put in and how I want it measured, cubic meter or volume or area. I can put supplemental measure units as well as procurement costs for this as also, and colors. So then I just set up concrete, subbase, and gravel. So I just set up different materials. The site improvements is where you actually apply a site improvement to the project. Now when an intersection is created, it automatically creates the asphalt, curbing, and the island. So if you look at the asphalt here, you can see it's got a color, and that's the dark gray asphalt. And what I simply did was I came in here and I modified, or I added my material thicknesses. So I'm going to have a couple inches of asphalt, or in this case I'm measuring it in millimeters. My project's actually in meters, but you can work in inches or meters. And then I put in the gravel thickness and my subbase. If you look at the curb, I just got a thickness for the curb. I'm using concrete PSI 3000 and thickness for that. And then on the island, I'm going to throw some sod and just some topsoil. So when you apply this, and depending on how you set up your thicknesses, this just takes a few minutes, and it's also stored with your project. So once you set this up, you're done. You don't ever have to do it again. You can come in here and modify your thicknesses as needed. So I'm just going to click close on that. And because when the intersections are created, they're automatically assigned what are called a site improvement. If you didn't have that, then you would basically come in and you would have to insert or add or configure the subgrade basically site improvement. So you just basically come in and you pick areas where you want to apply that site improvement. It's pretty simple. But once you have that, basically if you've got your material set up, all you do is click on the command here called create subgrade, or you can go to the command pane, because you might not see that on your initial ribbon, but you go to command pane and you can find that command. But the command is create subgrade, so I'm going to click on that, and we're going to give it a name. We'll call it overall subgrade, and my reference surface is going to be the overall finished ground. And you can create the surface at different areas. So I can create a surface of just the concrete, a surface of just the asphalt, but I'm going to go right to the bottom of engineered materials. So when I do that and I click OK, it's going to create another surface. Now you can see the triangulation. I have another surface here. So if I come into the surfaces here and we turn on the overall subgrade, you'll see that basically it's created a subgrade based on the thicknesses of the site improvements and drop them into our project. So you can see here, if I turn off the surfaces and just turn on the overall subgrade, you can see it's dropped down and created a subgrade in our road area. I didn't do anything in this area, so there's no site improvement there, so that's why you don't see anything in that area. But very quickly now, I can come up and I could do an earthwork report where I could compare my subgrade to my existing ground, and then it would give me my total cut fill volumes for my entire project. So within a matter of minutes, I could come up and get some real rough numbers, some real rough volumes, and determine whether or not, even with a costing, determine, approximately ballpark of what it would cost to build this project once I get it all completed and designed. So again, just another neat feature the Business Center Heavy Construction Edition provides.